أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to LQ Milton class number 19. We've been learning in this session about the damirun muttasilun, attached pronoun. Before we begin the exercises in lesson number 10, let's do a quick drill of damirun munfasilun, detached pronouns, 14 of them. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. Why we do this drill? Why we have been doing this drill every single time when we begin our class? We go through these damirun munfasilun because this is the basis of our understanding when it comes to the verbs and understanding of the Quran. So, we need to memorize, understand them completely. If I want to pick up a verb, nasara, for example, nasara mean he helped. So, on the basis of damirun munfasilun, I can conjugate the verb nasara, understanding when a verb nasara comes in the Quran, who is it refers to? If nasaru comes, I know it would be whom. If it is called, if it comes nasartu, I helped. Nasarna, we helped. Right? So, let us conjugate this verb nasara. Nasara, nasara, nasaru, nasarat, nasarata, nasarna, nasarta, nasartuma, nasartum, nasarti, nasartuma, nasartunna, nasartu, nasarna. So, you can pick up any verb, any fail madi, the 3 letter or 4 letters, and we can conjugate them in an order. We know the die, all we have to do is just put this verb in the die and the conjugation of the 14 verbs will just come out. So, my recommendations in the class, and I will repeat that, is to every week pick up 1 or 2 or more verbs, conjugate them, write them down. On the WhatsApp group, we have shared forms where you can actually write them up, right. So, practice, but practice will make things perfect. These damir munfasil come on their own. they do not attach themselves to anything. Corresponding to damir munfasil, we have damirun muttasilun, attached pronouns. These pronouns would have to attach themselves with something, they cannot come on their own, and when they attach themselves to a noun, the compound is mudaf mudaf alayh. When these damir muttasilun attach themselves with harf jar, the compound is jarun wa majrurun. When these damir muttasil joins them with the zarf, then they will be mudaf alayh. When these damir muttasilun joins them with the verb, then they will be maf'ulun bihi, object. Now, the last category we have not done it, but for your information only. Now, what are those damirun muttasilun? Again 14 of them: hu huma hum, ha huma hunna, ka kuma kum, ki kuma kunna, ya mutakallim and na. 14 of them. And we had done some drills, right? And in lesson number 10, we will do some exercises. What we learned in the last class were 5 types of khabar. When khabar is one word, it will be called mufrad, it will be marfu, and most of the time it will be indefinite. Hamidun muhandisun. Khabar can be a phrase, shibu jumla, phrase, jarun wa majrurun. Al qalamu alal maktabi. The pen is on the desk. Al qalamu is your mubtada, alal maktabi is your khabar. The third one is zarf, again shibu jumla. Al kitabu tahtal maktabi. The book is under the desk. These three, we are very familiar with these 3 types of khabar or predicates. In the last class, we culminated this topic by introducing the last 2 types of khabar or predicates, which are al jumlatul ismiyatu and al jumlatul fe'liyatu. So, in a jumla ismiya, the khabar can be another jumlatul ismiya, another nominal sentence, or the khabar can be verbal sentence or al jumlatul fe'liyatu. In these 2 examples here, Hamidun is your mubtada. So, immediately I know this is a nominal sentence, right. Now, I am looking for a predicate for the khabar. In this case, Abuhu tajirun, his father is a merchant. Now, Abuhu tajirun itself is a jumla ismiya with mubtada and khabar, proper mubtada and khabar. Abu is your mubtada, wahuwa mudaf, hu is your mudaf alayh, and tajirun is your khabar. Now, this entire jumla ismiya is the khabar for Hamid. I am giving you the information about Hamid is that his father is a merchant. In the next example, Hamidun zahaba ilal masjidi. I say Hamid, and you say what about Hamid? Then I say he went to the masjid. Now, zahaba is a verb and ilal masjidi is jar majrur. Zahaba ilal masjidi itself is a jumla fe'liya, but this is khabar or predicate for Hamid. I am giving you information about Hamid that he went to the masjid. So, these 5 types of khabar, we should understand them, and there will be a lot of practice in the coming lessons. There are no other types. So, do not worry about it. There are no other types. These are the only 5 types that we had learned in the last session. Now, in lesson number 10, we will begin the exercises. Page number 56. Page number 56. Tamareen, exercises. Ajib anil as'ilatil atiyati. Answer the following questions. First one, Masmuka. What is ma? Masmuka. What is ma? Ma is harfu nafi, particle of negation, right. So, when particle of negation, sorry, this is masmuka, this is ma can come as particle of negation, or ma can also come as particle of interrogation. Now, here ma is coming as a particle of interrogation. Interrogation mean particle which is basically used to ask a question. So, remember in the word la, la has many flavors. We talked about la has, similarly ma has many flavors. Ma is a harf that can come as a particle of interrogation, ma can come as a particle of negation, ma can come as also relative pronoun or ismu mausula. So, similarly ma can have multiple usages. Depending on the context of the sentence, we would be able to figure out whether this ma is acting as a particle of interrogation or particle of negation or particle of or relative pronoun, which is your ismu mausula. For example, here masmuka, what is your name? So, this is coming as a particle of interrogation, but when we say in Ayat al-Kursi, lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Now, when lahu belong to him, harf jar ism majroor, then come ma. This ma here is coming as a relative pronoun. It is not coming as a particle of interrogation, it is not coming as a particle of negation, it is coming as ismu mausula. Belong to him whatever. Lahu ma fis is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. So, remember with relative pronouns, when they come in the Quran, they will always be followed by silatul mausul. For example, allazi, allazina, we will do a separate session on ismu mausula, bringing in allazi, allazina, but whenever allazi, allazina or allati or ma in a form of a relative pronoun comes in the Quran, they will always be followed by silatul mausul. Why we need silatul mausul? Because when I say lahu belong to him, ma whatever, then I have to bring in silatul mausul to explain that whatever, right. I have to explain whatever that is. Allazina amanu, those who, then we would have to bring in silatul mausul, amanu, who believed. So, always with ismu mausula or a relative pronoun, we have to bring in silatul mausul. This is a concept we lightly touched upon in the previous classes, but we will do it in more detail. So, ma has many flavors. Here the question is masmuka, what is your name? And then the answer is, you have to answer it, and you want to say my name, then what would you do? Ismi, my name. And for example, if your name is Yasir or Khalid or Hamid, then you would add that into it and you say Ismi Yasirun, Ismi Khalidun, Ismi Hamidun, whatever your name is, you say that. Masmuka, what is your name? Ismi Yasirun. Next one, Man aina anta, where are you from? Then you say Ana, and then Minal Yabani, I am from Japan, or wherever you from. Ana min Canada, I am from Canada. You answer that. Number 3, Ma lughatu ka, what is your language? Now, lughatu ka, what is this ka represents? Ka is representing damirun muttasilun, right. Lughatuka, your language, second person, masculine, singular. what is your language? Then you say lughati, my name, al arabiya, al urdatiya, al inkiliziyatiya, or faransiya, whatever your language is. Lughati, that means my language. My language is al arabiya, for example, is Arabic. The fourth one is aina abuka, where is your father? Aina means where, abuka, where is your father? Then you say my father. How do you say my father? Abi, my father. Then you say is in Japan. I think in the lesson it says talk about Japan, so we'll just keep that consistent. Abi fil Yabani, my father is in Japan. Number 5, aina ummuka, where is your mother? Then you would say ummi, my mother fil Yabani, is in Japan. Number 6, alaka akhun, alaka akhun, do you have a brother? What is this Hamzatu istifham, Hamzatu istifham, and it always comes in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, la harf jar, ka ism majroor, this ka damirun mutasar. Do you have akhun, a brother? Then you say naam, naam, if you want to use naam, say naam, yes, li akhun wahidun, I have one brother, li akhun wahidun. Okay. Number 7, alaka ukhtun, do you have a sister? Then you say, if you have one, you say naam, if you don't have one, say la. In case say if you want to say la mali ukhtun, I do not have a sister. La mali ukhtun, ma here is coming as particle of negation. And the next one is indaka sayyaratun, indaka, do you have indaka, do you have a car? Sayyaratun, if you have a car, say naam, indi, I have sayyaratun, a car. Now one thing here I want you to notice, okay, very important. Number 6 and number 7, basically the person who's asking these questions is asking me about, do I have a brother, do I have a sister, do I have a car? But when it comes to the brother and it comes to the sister, he is not using inda, he is using laka. But when it comes to the car, he didn't say laka, he say indaka. Why this change is happening? That is important to note, because in Arabic language, with your relationships, human relationships, you would use harf jar li for the sense of belonging, right? But when it comes to the material things that you own, you do not use the harf jar li, you use the zarf inda. There is a key difference here. Therefore, when it comes to sayyaratun, we do not say alaka sayyaratun, no, we say indaka sayyaratun, do you have a car? Number 9, indaka darrajatun, do you have a bicycle? If you don't have a bicycle, say la, la is coming as harful jawab, ma indi darrajatun, I do not have a bicycle. Number 10, indaka qalamun, do you have a pen? You say naam, yes, indi qalamun, I have a pen. Number 11, indaka daftarun, do you have a notebook? Then you say na'am, yes, indi daftarun. Abuka tajirun, translated, abuka means your father, tajirun, is your father a merchant? Then you say la, and whatever his profession is, la huwa muhandisun, mudarrisun, or instead of using huwa you can use abi, la abi mudarrisun, no, my father is a teacher, or you can use a damir munfasil which is huwa. Number 13, min aina Muhammad, where is Hamid from? The answer is huwa minal Hindi, or wherever he is from, huwa minal Yabani, or huwa minal Pakistan, or huwa min Canada, wherever he is from, but you say no, he is from India. In this case, if I want to say huwa minal Hindi, I say he is from India. Ma lughatuhu, and there is a question mark here. What is his language? You say lughatuhu al urdiyatu, his language is Urdu. Number 15, aina abuhu, where is your father? His father, where is his father? Aina abuhu, where is his father? Then you say abuhu, his father, fil Kuwaiti, or you can say wherever he is, fil Yabani, his father is in Kuwait. Abuhu, now abu here is mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, and hu mudaf alayh, and fil Kuwaiti is your jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla khabar, which is the second type we have learned. Aina ummuhu, where is his mother? And then if he is also in Kuwait, you say ummuhu, his mother, fil Kuwaiti, is in Kuwait. Ummuhu fil Kuwaiti, his mother is in Kuwait. Number 17, min aina Hamza, where is Hamza from? You say huwa minal Yamani, for example, if he is from Yemen, huwa minal Yamani. And the 18th is ma lughatuhu, what is his language? The same questions coming over and over, right, but with different damir muttasil. Ma lughatuhu, what is his language? Then you say lughatuhu al Arabiya, his language is al Arabiya. Number 19, aina abuhu, where is his father? Then you say abuhu fil Yabani. Let's just put everyone in Japan. Abuhu fil Yabani, his father is in Japan. Then you say aina Zainabu, where is Zainab? Now here is the question, you can say aina Zainabu, you can say Zainabu fil Iraqi, for example, she is in Iraq. Okay, let's become global now. Zainabu fil Iraqi. But if I want to use a damir munfasil, which damir munfasil I would use for Zainabu? Hiya, very good. Hiya fil Iraqi, she is in Iraq. And number 21, aina zawjuha, where is her husband? Then you will say zawjuha fil Iraqi. Zawjuha fil Iraqi, her husband is in Iraq. And the last one, azawjuha mudarrisun, is her husband a teacher? If it is, say na'am, huwa mudarrisun, but if he is not, say la, huwa muhandisun, or huwa tabibun. right. So, accordingly the harful jawab will change depending if it is a true statement or not a true statement. So, this is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, da, put, fil firaq fima yali ad damir hu or ha. Now, this is a very easy exercise. Okay. Here Dr. Saab is trying to teach us the usage of damir muttasil hu and ha, third person, singular, masculine and feminine. So, we will go through the sentence and then using our judgment we would identify whether the damir muttasil used would be hu or ha. Very easy. First one is about Zainab. Okay, first one is about Zainab. What is that? Hazihil bintu talibatun. Right? What is hazihi? Mubtada. Mubtada. What is al bintu? Badal. Remember badal? Badal comes after ismu ishara and it will be definite, Now, hazihi is coming as a mubtada, al bintu is the badal, talibatun. What is talibatun? Khabar. Okay. Ismuha, her name. Ismu ha. Why? Because we are talking about talibatun, a female student. Zainab, ismuha Zainabu, her name is Zainab. Number 2, Muhammadun tabibun, very simple nominal sentence, mubtada khabar, Muhammad mubtada, tabibun khabar, Muhammadun tabibun, Muhammad is a doctor. Now, wabnu, his, and wabnuhu, his son is muhandisun, wabnuhu muhandisun, and his son is an engineer, So, here we would use the damir muttasil hu, his son, waw is coming as a ataf, harf ataf, ibnu mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, hu mudaf alayh, ibnuhu, his son. What about it? Muhandisun is an engineer. Next one, hazar rajalu tajirun kabirun. Oh, this man is a big merchant, and now we are telling about his name, ismu hu, because we are talking about a masculine gender here, ismuhu Abdullah, ismuhu Abdullah. Now, here is my question. Abdullah is a very common name. What compound is that? Abdullahi. It's actually is Abdullahi. This compound is mudaf alayh. Right? Abdu is your mudaf, Allahi is mudaf alayh. So, but we say Abdullah because we pause on it. What is the meaning of Abdullah? Slave of Allah. Ismuhu Abdullah. Number 4, Aminatu. What about Amina? Fil ghurfati. Amina is in the room. Ghurfatu or ghurfat mean room. Wa ummu, and I want to say her mother. So, I say ummu ha, and her mother fil matbakhi is in the kitchen. Ummuha. Number 5, Aishatu tabibatun. Aisha is a doctor, female doctor. Wa ukhtu, and her sister, ha, ukhtuha mumarridatun, which is, what is the meaning of mumarridatun? A nurse, and her sister is a nurse. Number 6, this is a beautiful sentence. Let us analyze it afterwards. Kharaja Muhammadun minal fasli. Muhammad left from the class. Wa kharaja, and ma'ahu, left with him, zamilu, who, his colleague. Wa kharaja ma'ahu, and with him left his colleague. So, what kind of sentence is that? Is it nominal sentence or is it a verbal sentence? This is a verbal sentence. Now, whenever there is a verbal sentence, what exactly are we looking for? Fail and file, action and the doer of the action. Where is the action? Action is kharaja. Now, remember, and these things we have done it, but this is just revision. Sometimes the file or the doer of the action is hiding inside the fail, but sometimes it is in the sentence, obvious, it presents itself. So, in a jumla failure, remember that in a jumla failure, if there is a noun and that noun is marfu, whether it comes right after the fail or it comes in the middle of the sentence or it comes in the end of the sentence, you close your eyes, you put your finger on that ism and you say, this is my file. This is as simple as that. Kharaja Muhammadun, where is the file? Muhammad is the doer of the action, because this is a noun, it is marfu. So, no doubt about it, this is your file. Muhammad left, min al fasli jarun wa majrurun, and that is it. We are not looking for khabar here, because in jumla failure there is no khabar. The criteria for analyzing verbal sentence is to look for fail and file, and sometimes the maf'ul or the object is there too, but sometimes it is not there, but the rest is extra information. So, when I say min al fasli, this is jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla, but this is not a khabar. Waw is your ataf, harfu ataf, kharaja and left, ma'ahu with him, zarf mudaf alayh, and zamilu who, his colleague. Zamilu is your mudaf and mudaf alayh. Now, here is the question for the class. The sentence kharaja ma'ahu zamilahu. Kharaja is the action of leaving. Where is the file? Where is the file? Is there any noun in the sentence which is marfu? Yes, zamilu, colleague or class fellow. So, you close your eyes, you put your finger on zamilu and say, this is my file. And zamilu is also acting as mudaf, it is playing a double role, and who is mudaf alayh, right? Who is your mudaf alayh? Exercise number 3. Hati khamsatu as'ilatu wa ajwibatu kal amsalul allati. Now, here Dr. Saab, it's a very easy exercise. Dr. Saab is saying, bring 5 examples, minimum of 5 examples of the following questions and answers. For example, Dr. Saab has given us an example, indaga kalamun. What is the meaning of indaga kalamun? Do you have a pen? And the answer is na'am, indi kalamun. Yes, I have a pen. Now, the way these exercises, when I see them, in the first exercise, Dr. Saab basically practiced ka, who and ha, right? Ka, who and ha, and then he went on in exercise number 2, practice as who and ha. Now, he is giving us a practice of ya mutakallim. So, each exercise is designed to introduce or practice a different damir muttasil. This is the beauty and intelligence of Dr. Saab, the way he structured these books. We get a thorough understanding. Now, given this example, we have to bring at least 5 examples. Now, indaka kalamun. Now, we can ask anything, indaka sayyaratun, and you say naam, indi sayyaratun. Indaka kursiyun, naam, indi kursiyun, right? Indaka kitabun, naam, indi kitabun. Indaka maktabun, naam, indi maktabun, right? So we can bring in different nouns just to practice indaka and indi. Number 4, hati, same thing. Indaka kalamun. Now here, instead of using harful jawab in affirmation, we are using a harful jawab in negation. We are saying la ma indi kalamun. No, I do not have a pen. So we can do the same thing. Indaka sayyaratun, you say la ma indi sayyaratun. Indaka kursiyun, la ma indi kursiyun. Indaka kitabun, la ma indi kitabun. It's very simple, but I think this is just to practice our minds. The more we practice, the more the concept will come into our mind. Number 5, this is a picture of a house, baitun, and then Dr. Saab is saying baiti, baituka, baituhu, baituha. Now here Dr. Saab is saying baiti. What is the meaning of baiti? My house. Baituka, your house. Baituhu, his house. Masculine. Baituha, her house. And we had done this drill here. Let's do this drill again. Baituhu, baituhuma, baituhum, baituha, baituhuma, baituhunna, baituka, baitukuma, baitukum, baituki, baitukuma, baitukunna, baiti, baituna. Our house, baituna. Next exercise. Okay, here Dr. Saab is giving us more practice about al-mutakallim, which is first person, al-mukhatib, which is second person, and al-ghaib, third person, al-ghaibatu, third person in masculine and in feminine gender. Let's look at the example. Qalamun, qalamun, haza qalami. What is the meaning of haza qalami? This is my pen. Haza qalamuka. Now these books, for those of you who don't know, you can download these books from our website lqmilton.com for free. Okay, lqmilton.com. You can download these books for free. Book 1, book 2 and book 3. Haza qalami, this is my pen. Haza qalamuka, this is your pen. Haza qalamahu, this is his pen. Haza qalamuha, this is her pen. This is more practice. So let's do the same, taking the example using kitabun. How do I say haza kitabi? This is my book. Haza kitabuka, this is your book. Masculine, second person, singular. Haza kitabuhu, this is his book. Haza kitabu ha, right? Sarirun, sarirun means bed. Haza sariri, haza sariruka, haza sariruhu, haza sariruha. And we know the meanings, and they are all nominal sentence, and they all have mubtada, and then they all have khabar, right? We can easily analyze them. Ismu, what is the meaning of ismu? Ismun, name. Haza ismi, haza ismuka, haza ismuhu, haza ismuha. mindilun, handkerchief. Haza mindili, haza mindiluka, haza mindiluhu, haza mindilu ha. Ibnu, haza. Now ibnu, the hamza of ibn is hamzatul wasl, hamza of assimilation. So we can say hazabni. We can say hazabni because the hamza in the ibnun is hamzatul wasl, hamza of assimilation. So we can combine haza with ibnu. Hazabni, we say hazabni, this is my son. Hazab ka, this is your son. Hazab hu, this is his son. Hazab ha, this is her son. Sayyaratun, here most of the students make a mistake. What should I say? Hazihi. You see, sayyaratun, there is a ta marbuta there. There is a ta marbuta there. So instead of using haza, I have to use hazihi, which represents feminine gender. Sayyaratun is a feminine gender. Remember, we learned that the nouns in Arabic language are either feminine gender or masculine gender, right? And if the khabar and mubtada, if the mubtada is feminine gender, then the khabar will be feminine gender, right? Sayyaratun by default I know has a ta marbuta at the end, which identified that this is a feminine gender. So, the mubtada has to be a feminine gender as well. So, I cannot use haza here, I have to use hazihi. So, I say hazihi sayyarati, hazihi sayyaratuka, hazihi sayyaratuhu, hazihi sayyaratu ha. Miftahun, key. Haza miftahi, haza miftahuka, haza miftahuhu, haza miftahu ha. Yadun, hand. What should I use? No, what should I use? Should I use haza or hazihi? Now, with the body parts, remember the body parts of a human, if they are in pairs, they will be feminine in nature. Body parts which are singular would be masculine in gender. My nose is masculine, my ears are feminine, my eyes are feminine, my legs are feminine, and my hands are feminine. So, yadun is hands, they come in pair. If they come in pair, then I would use hazihi. So, this is a concept that we had learned, but it is just a repetition or just reminding ourselves. Hazihi yadi, hazihi yaduka, hazihi yaduhu, hazihi yadu ha. Number 6, Iqra. What is the meaning of Iqra? We all know the meaning of Iqra, read, right. These are the first word sent down from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Li, laka, lahu, laha. Now, what is the harf jar? Harf jar is li, but then when it joins, li joins with damirun muttasilun, then li becomes lahu, lahuma, lahum, laha, lahuma, lahunna, laka, lakuma, lakunna, laki, lakuma, lakunna, li and lana. Why this change? No grammar rule, phonetics, we have learned that. So, Dr. Sahab is just bringing this, li for me, laka for you, lahu for him, laha for her. Now, first one, li ukhtun wahidatun. Now, this is a concept that we covered in the last lecture. I will repeat it. Harf jar, ism majroor, jarun wa majroorun, number 1. Number 2, zarf and mudaf alayh. can never be mubtada. But if they come in the beginning of the sentence, they will still be a khabar, but we call it khabar muqaddam. Khabar is, or the predicate is coming before the mubtada. This is a style of Arabic language, and this comes in the Quran as well. So, do not get confused when such a sentence come and you say, I do not see a mubtada here, why the khabar is there, is this khabar a mubtada? No, jarun wa majrurun, zarf and mudaf alayh can never be mubtada, but they can precede before the mubtada. So, we call it in this case jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla khabar muqaddam. Li, for me, ukhtun is your mubtada. Now, second thing that we learned, whenever jarun wa majrurun or zarf mudaf alayh come as a khabar muqaddam, the mubtada will be most of the time indefinite. We know that in a nominal sentence, when mubtada is coming first, it is definite, but in this case, when the mubtada is coming after the khabar, then it will be indefinite, right? Li,
this is also a good example of this in Surah Baqarah.
We have to see what comes before lillahi. It starts with lahi. So, yeah, yes, so, yes. So, ma is your, exactly. So, that is a very good example. Lillahi ma fis samawati. Now, lillahi is your jarun wa majrurun. Shibu jumla, khabar muqaddam. Where is the mubtada? Ma. Remember ma? I told you ma has three flavors. Ma can come as particle of interrogation, ma come as particle of negation, and ma come as relative noun, relative pronoun. Here ma is coming as a noun, and noun we know can play all the roles. So, ma here is your mubtada, but remember this ma is indefinite because it is coming as a relative pronoun, lillahi ma, and what will come after relative pronoun? Silatul mawsul. Silatul mawsul. When I say belongs to Allah, lillahi ma fis samawati, so then ma is coming as a relative, and fis samawati is your silatul mawsul. Belong to him whatever, everything. Everything what? Fis samawati. Vav, ataf, ma, wa ma fil ard. Same thing. Right? So, this is a very good example. Li ukhtun wahidatun. I have one sister. Number 2. Allaka akhun. Do you have a brother? You say la, no. Mali akhun. I do not have a brother. Now, ma here is coming as particle of negation. Number 3. Ukhti, my sister. Laha tiflun saghirun. My sister, she has a small child. What kind of child? Male child, because we are using tiflun. If it's tiflatun, then it would be a female child, right? Ukhti laha tiflun saghirun. Now, you see how Dr. Saab is bringing in harf la, li, because we are talking about relationships. We are not talking about material ownership. So, this is a good way of saying it, material ownership in the relationships, li. Ukhti laha tiflun saghirun. Now, we do have some time, we can quickly, you see in this sentence, ukhtu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, pay attention. Ukhtu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, and ya mutakallim is mudaf alayh, because we know damir muttasil, when it joins with the noun, the compound is mudaf alayh. Where is the khabar? After ukhti comes another jumla ismiya, and this in this jumla ismiya laha is your jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla khabar muqaddam, and tiflun is your mubtada muakhar, and saghirun is your, what is the grammatical value of saghirun? Not tiflun saghirun. You see the 5 criteria for naat manut is met. So laha is your shibu jumla khabar muqaddam, tiflun is your mubtada muakhar, and saghirun is the naat. This entire jumla laha tiflun saghirun coming as a khabar for ukhtu, which is your mubtada. This is your 4 type of khabar. It will, if you don't, even if you are getting 50-60% of what is being said here, that's enough, because there will be plenty of opportunity for us to practice these concepts. This is just beginning. Number 4, zamili, my class fellow or my colleague, lahu akhun wa akhtun, it's the same thing. Lahu akhun wa akhtun is a jumla ismiya coming as a khabar for zamilu, my class fellow or my colleague. My colleague, he has a brother and a sister. Naqulu indi kitabun wa naqulu li akhun la naqulu. Oh, so Dr. Saab is saying the same thing here in a bracket on page number 59. Naqulu, we say, indi kitabun, I have a book, wa naqulu, and we say li akhun, I have a brother, la naqulu, do not say indi akhun, do not say indi akhun, right? This is Dr. Saab saying the same thing. Don't say indi akhun, say li akhun. Number 7, ma'a, with, kharaja hamidun ma'a khalidin. Ma is your zarf, right? Ma is your zarf. Kharaja hamidun ma'a khalidin. What is the translation? Hamid went with Khalid. Hamid went with Khalid. What kind of jumla is this? Jumla fi'liya, verbal sentence. What are we looking for in a verbal sentence? Fi'l and fa'il, action and the doer of the action. And where is the fa'il here? Hamidun, simple, yes. Immediately after kharaja is a noun which is marfu, and I say, okay, this is my fa'il. Kharaja hamidun ma'a khalidin. Now why khalidin? Why it is majroor? Because this is a mudaf alayh coming after ma'a, which is zarf mudaf alayh. Now these are the concepts, we keep saying it. Some zarf do need mudaf alayh to explain themselves. Some zarf do not need a mudaf alayh to explain complete sense from them. Number 2, zahabat tabibu ma'al muhandisi. Tabib went with the engineer, right? At tabibu is your file here. Number 3, jalasal mudarrisu ma'al mudiri. Jalasa mean he sat, but here is mudarris is the file. The mudarris sat ma'al mudiri, with the headmaster. Number 4, man ma'aka ya Ali, who is with you, O Ali? The answer is ma'i, with me, zamili, my class fellow, right? Ma'i, with me, my. Now ma'i, what is the compound here? Zarf mudaf alayh. Is this a mubtada? No. Remember, jarun wa majrurun is zarf, shibu zarf, and then mudaf alayh can never be a mubtada. So here we say ma'i, zarf mudaf alayh, shibu jumla khabar muqaddam, and zamilu is your mubtada, wa huwa mudaf, and ya mutakallim is your mudaf alayh. Number 5, aminatu ma'aha zawjuha. Amina, mubtada, with her husband, right? Her husband. Ma'aha, zarf, shibu jumla, and ha is your mudaf alayh. Similarly, zawjuha, mudaf alayh. Number 6, kharaja abi min al bayti. Kharaja abi min al bayt. Stop here. What is the translation? My father went from the house. Kharaja. Exited, left from the house. My father left from the house. Kharaja. Where is the file? Abu. But it also playing as a role of mudaf, and ya mutakallim is mudaf alayh. Min al bayt jarun wa majrurun. That's it. Jarun wa majrurun shibu jumla, but no khabar. Man kharaja ma'ahu. Who left from him? Then you say kharaja ma'ahu ammi. Kharaja ma'ahu ammi. And what is the meaning of ammi? Uncle. So where is the file? Ammu. Wa huwa mudaf and ya mutakallam mudaf alayh. Number 8, very simple. Oh, okay, here is Dr. Saab is trying to give us a concept which is good to know. Okay, now watch. Baytun, baytuka, baytuhu, baytuha, bayti. We know that, we have done this drill. Now come abun. Do you see a vav there? With abun, do you see a vav there? No, there is no vav here. But when abun joins with the mirun muttasilun, the vav will present itself. Same with akhun. There is no vav in akhun, but when akhun joins with the mirun muttasilun, the vav will present itself. So abun, abuka with the vav, abuhu, abuha, abi. Now abi, we cannot bring a vav because vav and ya are not compatible. Akhun, akhuka, akhuhu, akhuha, akhi. So it's nice to know concept. It's a nice to know concept. Okay. Number 1, abi wa ummi fil bayti. It's very simple. My father and my mother in the house. Number 2, aina abuka ya Hamid. Aina abuka ya Hamid. Where is your father, O Hamid? He says zahaba ila suki. Zahaba ila suki. Now zahaba ila suki, what is the translation? He went to the market. This is a jumla failya. What are we looking for in jumlatul failya? Fail and file. The fail is right there, zahaba. Where is the file? I don't see any. In this sentence, I don't see any noun which is marfu. So the file is hiding inside the noun, the verb, and that is huwa. Zahaba file mustatir. Mustatir means hidden. Taqdiruhu, estimation of it is huwa. Number 3, akhuka tabibun. Is your brother a doctor? Silla huwa mudarrisun. No, he is a teacher. Number 3, Zainabu fir Riyadi. Zainab is in Riyadh. Akhuha, her brother. Fit Taifi, in Taif. Wa abuha, and her brother. Fil Madinatil Munawwarati, is in Madinatil Munawwarati. What kind of compound is al Madinati, al Munawwarati? Not manut. Number 5, Haza talibu. Haza is the mubtada. What is the grammatical value of at talibu? Badal. Abuhu, this student. Abuhu, his father. Wazirun. Wa akhuhu tajirun kabirun. His father is a minister and his brother is a big merchant. Page number 60. ذهب أخي إلى المدرسة وذهب أبي إلى الجامعة. What is that? ذهب أخي إلى المدرسة. My brother went to the school. وذهب أبي إلى الجامعة. And my father went to the university. Do we need to analyze this? Let's analyze the first sentence. Zahaba akhi, where is the fail? Zahaba, where is the file? Ahu, wa huwa mudaf and ya mutakallim mudaf alayh. And ilal madrasati jarun majrurun shibu jumla. That's it, no khabar. Number 9. Okay, number 9. Here Dr. Saab is giving a nice to know concept. A nice to know concept. Some of the names, masculine names, ends with a ta, but that's not a ta marbuta. That indicates that it is a diptote. It is a diptote. Al mamnu min as-sarf. Don't worry about that. We will learn this term al mamnu min as-sarf in later in our course. So Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Abbasun, Mahmudun. But when it comes to Hamza, it ends with a golta. We say Hamza tu, Talha tu, Usama tu, Muawiya tu, Ikrima tu. Now they are all diptotes. They are all diptotes. They don't decline completely. So knowing this concept, the next is we have to put Iqra al-asma'ul al-atiyati wa dabtib awakhiriha. We have to put suitable ending to these nouns. When I say Khali dun, Hamza tu, Amma run, Ana sun, Muawiya tu, Hami dun, Usama tu, Ikrama tu, Abba sun, Muhammadun and Talha tu. Nice to know concept. Okay, nice to know concept. I mean, these books were basically written by Dr. Saab for students who are not native Arabic speaking. These are for non-Arabic students, and these books were basically written for them to teach the Arabic language, how to converse them, and these names perhaps would come in frequent use. So Dr. Saab thought that it's nice to know this concept. So that is fine, as much as information will grasp it.
Khalifa is also one of the examples.
Yeah, Khalifa too. Yeah. Al kalimatul jadidatu, new words. Az zamilu. What is the meaning of zamilu? Class fellow or colleague. Az zawju, spouse. Spouse is a better word. It could be a female spouse.
Female is zawjatun.
Zawjatun, yes, spouse. Yeah. Zawj is basically used for husband. Yes. Wahidun. Fatan. What is the meaning of fatan? Fatan is used for a teenage, a young fellow, boy, right? Ma'a, with. At-tiflu, child. Al-Kuwait, we know Al-Kuwait is a country. Now this brings end to our lesson number 10, and in book 1 this is the half mark. This is the half mark for book number 1, and we are in class number 19. So inshallah, as we continue in the next 17-18 classes, we should be able to finish book 1, inshallah. With that, we'll finish our class. Inshallah, we'll see you next week. We'll end our class with a dua. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alayna isran kama hamaltahu ala allazina min qablina. Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih wa'fu anna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna alal qawmil kafirin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.